Breaking into high-security mainframe is the sort of thing that lands people on the front page of the papers, usually in handcuffs. But back in 1985, Activision decided to turn this illicit thrill into a game. It'll be just like the real thing they promised. Well, almost. No actual laws broken, just a cracking bit of gameplay for anyone who's ever wondered what skulking about in the digital shadows might be like. It all kicks off when you're dumped straight into a blue screen with the words "Logon Please" staring you down. No friendly tutorial, no hand-holding, just you, the keyboard, and a system that really doesn't want you there. The thrill is instant. What system have you stumbled upon? A top-secret government database? A corporate mainframe brimming with confidential files? Should you even be doing this? And more importantly, can you get away with it? For those who have seen the movie War Games, then you'll know exactly what kind of game we're getting into here. For those who haven't, and I'm sure there won't be very many of us, it was about a young computer hacker who unwittingly accessed a United States military supercomputer programmed to simulate, predict, and execute nuclear war against the Soviet Union, triggering a false alarm that threatens to start World War III. So what was Hacker all about for the Commodore 64? Well, let's guess the password correctly and get ourselves in. But once you inevitably get it wrong, the game pulls a bit of a prank, making it look like you're about to be booted out for good. But in a neat bit of deception, and as the system malfunctions, it accidentally grants you access anyway. Superb. Once you're inside, you're still completely clueless about what's going on. A schematic of something called a Subterranean Remote Unit, or SRU for short, appears. Before long, you're running diagnostics, figuring out what does what. Once your little underground rover is up and running, it's time to get down to business. A world map flickers onto the screen, with a grid network below and an information window above. The game asks you your name and your time zone, which cleverly alters the in-game night and day cycle. Then you're informed your SRU is currently bobbing about in the South Atlantic, and that's when things get going a little. Turns out, the system you've accidentally hacked belongs to Magma Limited, a shadowy organisation knee-deep in some rather dodgy dealings. The problem is that a top-secret document has been stolen and is now scattered in pieces across the world. Your mission then, since you're already here, is to track down these fragments, gather them together, and return them to headquarters. Various international spies have got their hands on the pieces, and they're not feeling particularly generous. They want trades, something that another agent has, but you don't know what each agent wants until it's too late. It's not as simple as swapping a Mars bar for a top-secret dossier. Give the wrong item away, and you could scupper your chances further down the line. And to make matters worse, there's a time limit. Yeah, I know. Why did they have to go and spoil a great game by sticking a timer on it all? A bit frustrating. And just when you think you've got the hang of things, the game's tunnel network can be a little confusing to say the least. The map makes it look like you can go anywhere, but in reality, you'll spend ages figuring out how to actually get from A to B. Once you do reach a city, you can surface, though if it's night time you won't see much unless you switch on your infrared sensors. This gives you a red-tinted view of the skyline. Simple but wonderfully atmospheric. Negotiating with spies is an experience in itself. They speak in their own language, but thankfully the context makes things clear enough. The real challenge is knowing when to make a deal and when to hold on to what you've got. It's a high-stakes balancing act, and one wrong move could leave you in a bind later on in the game. Eventually, Magma Limited learns of your presence. From this moment on, they start deploying satellites to hunt you down. Each time one passes overhead, you'll be subjected to a security check, and these get increasingly tricky. If you weren't taking notes earlier on, you're in for a world of trouble. Fail too many times, and you're unceremoniously ejected from the system. For a game rooted in text-based interactions, Hacker is surprisingly visual. Each country is beautifully represented with detailed atmospheric imagery, London's Houses of Parliament being a particular highlight. The interface, while minimalist, enhances the feeling that you're really accessing a secret system rather than playing a traditional computer game. The game's difficulty curve can be steep though, and frustration is inevitable, but perseverance pays off, and the satisfaction of cracking its puzzles was second to none. If you want a quick blast of arcade action, look elsewhere, but if you relish a game that forces you to think, adapt and outsmart the system, Hacker is an experience like no other. Just don't expect an easy ride, or an instruction manual. Thanks for watching guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and please be sure to let us know your experiences with this game in the comments. Also, if you're enjoying the nostalgic memories, then definitely subscribe to the channel, and continue with me on this epic journey down memory lane. There's plenty more games from Activision on the channel playlists, along with a whole load of other memorable games, so check those out when you get chance. In fact, there's another one coming up right now. Hopefully, I'll see you there. Until then, bye for now. Thank you to the following Patreons for your continued support, and also those who joined the YouTube membership. You guys really are the lifeblood for the channel, and spur me on to continue making these nostalgic videos. Much love, and thank you once again. Stay retro.